Well, hello and welcome to Communicore Weekly. I'm George.
And I'm Jeff, and we just got back from Epcot's 30th anniversary. Let's talk about it.
Hop, step, jump, and skip. We took a trip, and this is our trip report.
So, as I'm sure you guys know by now, we just came back from an awesome trip from Walt Disney World for the live show that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks, and it was fantastic. I was actually there a day before George was, so yeah, sorry about that. Awesome. So we went to George's favorite park with Adam, Disney's Animal Kingdom, as soon as we got there, which was cool. However, I was also awake at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was super duper hot that day, so I did make it a half-day park that day. I did not stay the entire time.
But that's not an official announcement that's a half-day park.
No, I'm just saying I was only there for half a day because I had to take a nap. But I did go to the Magic Kingdom that night. You know, it was great. We had a good time. And then the next day, this guy arrived.
Yeah.
It went downhill.
It went way downhill.
Down.
It's the funny thing that, you know, whenever we posted on Facebook or on the Twitter anywhere, it was sort of like, well, this will be the first time we've ever actually met. And people are like, what? You guys have never met?
They never knew that. People just assume that we have met before. I mean, granted, we've known each other for what, 3-4 years now? We've been friends?
Yeah.
But we just never met in person before. So it was a big deal for a lot of people. Not us, though. I mean...
No. So I was, of course, traveling with the Communicore Weekly Orchestra and our other entourage. And so we made it there. The room wasn't quite ready, so we stowed some stuff. And, of course, the guys, there were 4 of them, had to go do some theme parks because they don't care about meeting people or doing anything. And I hoofed it over to downtown Disney to meet up with the Heimbuck-Gonas or Gonimbucks.
Whatever you want to call it.
I'm not sure what it is to say. But it was constant text. It's like, well, we're leaving here. We're going to the Earl of Sandwich. You better hurry. We're not going to save you a spot.
We're going to eat without you.
It
was delicious.
Made it to the Earl of Sandwich, saw Jeff, and was like, oh, there were angels, and it was like, you know.
Slow motion.
Slow motion.
It was really bizarre. I don't know how they got that to happen, but it was
awesome.
Magical moment. And then it ended, and we just had sandwiches.
Just had sandwiches with like 42 people.
We did get to hang out also with our buddy and fan of the show, Wes. So Wes, thank you for hanging out with us that day. Yep. And he hung out with us the night before too. He was totally cool. He was awesome to meet. And we just had like a jam-packed week. What did we that night? We went to the Halloween party, right?
Well, no, we got to remember we went to the Lego store.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No trip is complete without the Lego store.
Got to go to the Lego store. Did that. So, but yeah. So that evening we
wait. We need to rewind again really quick because while we were at Downtown Disney, we had our first communal bathroom break.
That's true. We had our first bathroom break.
That was a big deal.
Yes, we've got photos of them. I do have some photos of them.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
I think we put one on the Facebooks as well.
Of the signs, I do believe.
Yes, not of the actual bathroom break.
No. Creepy.
Weird. Anyway.
But that was okay. It was the first official bathroom break. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, so after that night, we went to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. What did you think about the Halloween party, George?
Well, I've been to one before. Went in 2008. So I knew I was going to have a good time. They gave me this tiny little bag. I'm like, I'm supposed to shove candy in this thing? Give me a break. But we met Teresa Corey and some other people we had been hanging out with and just walked around the Magic Kingdom, enjoyed the sights. We stopped and saw Hollow Wishes,
which was cool. I was a fan of that.
Really.
I think, you know, on top of everything, the highlight of the night for me, probably for you when I tell you about it again, was we were waiting in line on Dumbo, and as it was spinning, somebody on the ride yelled out, "Communicore Weekly, yeah!"
Oh, that
and
was
all
fantastic.
of us just freaked out. The people behind us online were like, what is going on?
And we just turned around and showed them our shirts because if people didn't know, we did go dressed up.
Yes, we were dressed as each other.
I went
Halloween.
as Jeff, and he went as George.
It was pretty cool. Nobody else recognized us, but it was.
Well, we did have those shout-outs, you know. So Communicore Weekly ran into some other people's during the park, people during the park that evening.
Yes,
which was a lot of fun, and we basically just walked around, took in the sights, waited for the parade.
Which I was not overly impressed with the parade. I mean, take it or leave it. I did enjoy the Haunted Mansion float with all the tombstones on it, but that to me was the best part. Everything else was
the Grave Diggers dancing.
The Grave Diggers were cool. Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great parade, but you got to realize when you go to Mickey's Not So Hairy,
not so scary. Yeah,
it's you know. Not so hairy. You're really going for the Hollow Wishes in the parade, and just to walk around and get some free candy. You're not really going to ride rides.
Yeah, we
did ride a
hung
few
out.
things.
We rode a lot of rides, but we did hang out. Wes was there with us again, so was my fiance and Alex, Teresa, Corey, all those people. It was a good time. I really enjoyed a lot of the costumes that the guests were wearing too.
Gosh,
some of them were just fantastic.
We kept saying that's the best one. No, that's the best one. No, that's the best one.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw the hitchhiking ghost. There was a family of them.
Which I thought they were legit at first until somebody said, no, it's just a family dressed as them. So that was pretty impressive. And there were also, there was people dressed up as one of my favorite bands, the Aquabats. So shout out to you dudes. I don't know if you know who I am, but I know who you guys were, and that was awesome.
But by far the coolest was that little guy we met outside of the Wedway People Mover, wearing the jacket and the bow tie.
Dressed as the 11th Doctor.
He was fantastic.
So cool. He was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I think we kind of freaked him out when we kind of freaked out on him going, oh my God, it's the Doctor.
It's the Doctor, but his dad loved it, and he had a little sonic screwdriver, and he, showed us how it worked. It was fantastic. It was great. But, the funnest part of the night was rounding up a certain 9-year-old that we both know who just wanted nothing but candy.
Yes, tons of candy, and Alex got much candy. And he didn't even eat it all, so that's okay. Anyway, so the next day was the day of the live show. So we had a lot to do that day.
Not only did we have to get 2 guitars from the All-Star, but you had to get all the recording equipment,
the equipment, the laptop, the camera, everything. I had to take a bus from my hotel, Pop Century. I took it to, I was originally going to go to the Animal Kingdom. Instead, I got off at Blizzard Beach, waited for another bus to go to the All-Star. It just took so long to get there. Oh my God, it was a mess. But it was cool when Todd came to pick us up to drive us backstage so we can see the backside of Epcot. That was pretty neat.
Behind Norway.
Behind Norway, yeah. The show, if you guys haven't watched it online yet, you should, or listen. It was fantastic.
Well, wait a minute, we still had other things that before then, remember?
What happened before that? I don't remember.
We did the setup, we talked to all the cast members, and then we went out and had the scavenger hunt.
Oh, the scavenger hunt. That's right, I forgot. I'm sorry. Which was redonkulously hard.
Oh my gosh, so I was glad we weren't allowed to
participate. Or should I say ridiculous hard?
Oh, I think you should.
It was done by Kevin E, guys. That's why. It was ridiculous.
Good.
Ridiculously hard, yeah.
But because we had more important things to do. But this was the first time we got to meet a lot of the people that came from all over the country to see the show.
Yes, yeah. A lot of them who did the scavenger hunt were there to see the show also. Super awesome shout out to Dave and Nikki, who made their own Communicore Weekly shirts, and they were awesome.
Had our faces on the sleeves.
Yep, faces on the sleeves, 5-legged goat by the pocket, the logo on the back, and they were both awesome people too. We hung out with them all weekend as well. I love them. I can't wait to see them again. They were great too.
Well, I asked him when he was going to start production on the Communicore Weekly thongs, and he said, I'm wearing one right now. And I said, thank you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
And then we left the parks, we canceled the live show, and we changed our phone numbers.
So later that evening, people started showing up about 6:30 at the Norway Pavilion, and started making their way upstairs to the loft at Norway, which was fantastic.
It was really nice up there. Here, let me ask you this. Were you nervous at all before the show?
No.
See, neither was I. The only part I got nervous was when the show started and everyone sang along to the theme song. That's awesome. That's when I got nervous. Like, I felt it like inside me. I was like, "This is fantastic."
I got nervous when Andy and Steve played the first version of the theme song, and then during the sing along, they played the extended version. And it was like, oh, that's.
But it was
really
really funny. Everybody laughed about
that. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it was cool. that was great. Got to go on Spaceship Earth with the lights on. Totally didn't think it was gonna happen, but it did, and we were super psyched about that. Everyone freaked out. It was, we walked out of there at the end of the night singing the theme song again. I just thought it was
it
was
didn't
a great
ruin
night.
The magic at all.
No,
I think the people that were there appreciated. They knew what was going on. It was just one of those epic things that it's going to be hard to top that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be really hard to top riding Spaceship Earth with the lights on, and it was great. There's video online, so you can take a look at it if you want to.
Yes, absolutely.
And you may want to turn it. Some of it may not be safe for work,
but that's okay.
It's okay. But it's okay. It's awesome. We want to thank Nomius for putting that up and taking care of it for us.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Yes, it was great.
Next day was the sip and nibble with MiceChat around the world, which was a ton of fun as well.
Which was amazing.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I didn't really eat a lot because I wasn't hungry that day, and I think I was still pretty tired. But what I did eat, shut up. What I did eat was really delicious.
Well,
and
it just surprised me. I thought, well, I don't know how long we'll be able to stand just walking around.
But we the whole time, it only took like what?
Well, I mean, they
3 hours,
gave us a scorecard on a lanyard that had basically like a food and a drink from each pavilion / shop area, each country, with a little Sharpie marker, and then they gave us a shot glass on a necklace. So when somebody bought a beer or a wine or something, they could give everybody a little sip, and you could share a little bit of the food. And it took us we started about 11 o'clock. We met at 10:30, started about 11, and went to 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean,
4:30?
it was a pretty decent amount of time, but it didn't seem like it took that long. It went by pretty quickly.
It was fantastic. We stopped in each country for at least 10 to 15 minutes. We rode a couple rides.
3 ducks.
We rode 3 ducks. We did the American Adventure. We did the American Adventure. So, we had a good time with it. And it was just neat hanging out with all these MiceChat people from the forums, some of the MiceChat administrators, the behind-the-scenes people. It was great.
Yeah, it was great to finally meet all these people that we've been working with for, a year now, and we're just finally meeting them face to face, just because they live on the opposite side of the country. So
working for a whole year with these people was pretty amazing.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the next day, I got up super early. I mean, I was at Epcot at 6:30 in the morning for the 30th anniversary celebration. Didn't need to be there that early. Just wanted to be that early. It was great. I had a blast standing in line with, my other friends over there because George was still sleeping because he's a baby. But, once the 30th started, Disney didn't do a lot. There really wasn't a lot that was going on officially for the 30th. They had the rededication at 3 o'clock. They had some of the seminars, but, I had more fun walking around with everybody and enjoying the day as opposed to anything officially that could have gone on that day.
Yeah,
and we got cool swag.
Yeah, well, I was really surprised when I showed up a little bit late, missed the dedication. That's okay. I have to have my beauty sleep. That's faux show.
Yeah, something like that.
But I couldn't believe the line for mouse gear went
for the merchandise.
For the merchandise. There was in the breezeway between the electric umbrella and Mice Gear, there was a queue, a switchback of 3 or 4 lines.
It was like 2.5 hours
around the building, past the back entrance of Mouse Gear, all the way down past the Cranberry Bog, and even further. I was really shocked by it.
And it was for pins and stuff. Now, I'm not a pin person, but, I mean, I got the shirts, the 30th anniversary shirts the day before, which that was all I needed. Yeah. I didn't need anything else.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got our awesome Norway t-shirts from one Martina.
Yes, thank you, Martina, for buying us.
Yeah, I mean, we met up with more MiceChat people after that, hung out, went to eat at La Hacienda, which was really good, although you went back to sleep, apparently.
Yeah, I went, well, somebody was up at 6:30 or at 5:30 to get there at 6:30, so of course I needed a nap.
Gotcha. And so we all hung out and watched most of the Illuminations with the special tag. I got to see the special tag. Jeff ran ahead to take care of a special project, and it was good. The special tag kind of surprised me. It was about 5 minutes of fireworks, but it was really, they could have done that any night.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed. But, the cool thing is we hoofed it over to the Contemporary to do a very special ride-through.
Yes, we went, I don't know if you guys heard about this yet, but Horizons Resurrected. If you haven't, horizonsresurrected.com, go check it out. But we actually interviewed Chris Wallace, who helped create it. It was a simulation of Horizons. We interviewed him. I took a lot of videos, so that interview will be up soon. Definitely check that out when it's up, but you guys should check it out. It is amazing. He did a great job on it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And then the next day I went home. I had real work, real life to get back to.
I didn't. I stayed for another 2 days. So
sure.
That was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. Thanks. And so, I hope you guys enjoyed the live updates. For those of you on the Facebook page, we posted a lot of live videos while we were down there, ride-throughs and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a blast to do that, and I can't wait to do it again.
He's a nerd, he's a geek, but we all like to hear him speak. So listen up to the words from his speech. It's George's Book of the Week.
This week's book is Epcot, The First 30 Years, an unofficial retrospective by Jeff Lange and Kevin Yee. And Any Disney historian knows how hard it is to find photos of Walt Disney World from the 70s and the 80s. I'm not sure if it's due to the crappy cameras people had back then or the fact that all of the photos are still packed away in boxes and haven't been sold yet. But, we don't have a lot of images from the first 2 decades of Walt Disney World. And in another way, Disney really struggled with how to promote Epcot Center in its first years. So they didn't really push it like they pushed the Magic Kingdom and other parks they've had, like Disneyland maybe. Well, Jeff Lange and Kevin Yee are 2 of the bigger names in the blogging history community. Kevin, who's also a MiceChat columnist, has written a lot of Disney-related books. And Jeff Lange is very well known for his video compilations that he's done. When I heard that Yee and Lange were working together on a project about Epcot's history, I was really, really excited about it. The Epcot the First 30 Years is 157 pages and has over 500 images. The book's self-published, which does offer some advantages and some disadvantages, of course. The guys had to fund it themselves, so there are some restrictions that they had to live with. That being said, I really did like this book a lot. Jeff and Kevin do a really good job of straddling the line between the casual Disney fan and the more hardcore enthusiast, like your favorite Communinerds.
That's us. That's
us. I can say that now? I get a nickel for every time somebody says Communinerd.
Works for me.
Okay, that's 10 cents. I better quit saying it. Any good book on the history of Epcot, of course, is going to be encyclopedic in nature, but that's almost going to be impossible with everything that's happened. There have been a lot of changes over the past 30 years, and very few of them have been very well documented, if at all. The guys take a broad overview of the park and the pavilions. It's enough to keep you reading, and you're bound to learn a few things as well. And if you look closely at the table of contents, you can see that some of the pavilions are better represented than others. Obviously, it's due to the number of images that they had at their disposal. Still, there's not been a definitive work on Epcot, but the Lange Yee title does add a lot to the body of knowledge. And the book comes in at about $30 if you buy the color version, which is the one I recommend. And that's pretty expensive, but there are over 500 color photographs in the book. It's really a treasure trove of photos that you won't find in a lot of other places. Each page has between 3 to 5 photos or more and range from the early 80s to some more contemporary photos. Some of them are from home videos, but the quality doesn't really suffer. And it's really a great look at the parts of Epcot that are long gone. As always with some of these photos, I just wanted larger images and more of them. And Lange and Yee present a lot from their own personal collection, and that's sort of where the charm is. And since so many of them were from videotape, we get a lot of stills of things we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. The text is fairly limited. The real reason to buy the book is for the images. There are some sections dedicated to the more obscure parts of Epcot, like Kaleidoscope, Surprise in the Skies, and the Daredevil Circus Spectacular.
I still can't believe that was a thing, but that's fine.
Best
Whatever.
idea ever.
Said no one at all.
Said no one, exactly. There's also a sign for Communicore West in there.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, they've got a timeline of Epcot Center history that starts in '65 and ends roughly at the 30th anniversary celebration. And I had my copy a few days before that, so maybe
wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Time travel, I'm not sure. Anyways, I was really hard pressed to pick out a favorite section since there are so many great photos of the pavilions. There were some construction photos and ride images. I was surprised though that Kevin Yee did not mention the Epcot celebration, but I'll talk to him about that. As I mentioned, there is a color version and a black and white version. The black and white version is cheaper, but the images are not in color. I was going to say the color images are in black and white.
That would make no sense.
That would be weird. So I think it's well worth picking up, especially if you're into Epcot's history and you want to see a lot of the photos from older attractions, long gone attractions, and you just want something that'll make you feel all warm and fuzzy on the inside.
Sometimes you might see it, sometimes you don't. Hey, look, what's that? It's a 5-legged goat.
Located in the queue for the Jungle Cruise at Walt Disney World, you'll find a box advertising Goff's brand chest-high rubber overpants, which coincidentally are crocodile resistant. This plays a tribute to Imagineer Harper Goff, who was instrumental in the creation of both Disneyland and Walt Disney World.
The problem is you have to say that 3 times really fast. Goff's brand chest-high rubber overpants. Oh,
Goff's brand chest-high overpants. Just brand.
Yeah.
See, I just messed it up.
Well, that's why I stopped after the first time. Well, thanks so much for watching and listening.
Yeah, be sure to leave us a comment on YouTube or rate us on iTunes.
Yep, because we love getting comments, which you can also email us at communicorweekly@gmail.com, including bathroom photos.
Yes, please send those.
Wait a minute.
Well, not you using that TMI? TMI.
Yeah, again,
just send us
TMI.
Pictures of the bathroom itself. Anyway, like us on the Facebook at facebook.com/Communicore Weekly. And you can also go to communicoreweekly.com now. Don't forget that. You can go there.
That's right. It's all nice and shiny.
Mm-hmm.
We just washed and waxed our website. There you go. And of course, you can follow us on Twitter. I am at Imaginerding, and he's at Jeff Heimbuck, but we're pretty much interchangeable.
Yeah, we post the same stuff. It's cool.
Wherever you go, it's the same thing. So, but I'm George.
And I'm Jeff.
And we're from MiceChat.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Communicore Weekly.
Whoop, whoop.